Hey Theo, my name's Patrick. I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Ooh, Patrick. And this man is dressed up. He got on a nice kind of a robe or something, and like a yellow kind of golden ribbon around his neck or something around his chest, kind of. So he looks like a dang, like he looks like somebody won him in a prize in a contest. But this is Patrick from Northern Ireland, and that's the Pogues country, I think. Shane McGowan, and onward. Thank you for calling, Patrick.
I'm staying at home today applying for jobs in my Batman dressing gown. The past year has been a bit of a struggle through one thing and another, and I fell pretty hard into a bit of a depression and lost a lot of confidence in myself. Recently, I had to take a bit of a demotion in work, which is a bit of a first for me.
Thank you for calling, Patrick. I can imagine that's tough taking a demotion. Oh man, I can feel that because you probably feel, if you, especially if you were thinking kind of, decent of yourself, then to feel like, oh, that other people don't think that you're capable, or that they don't think that you're moving forward. That's got to be pretty tough, man. I appreciate you sharing that. Onward.
And hit my pride a little bit, but I feel that could be a bit of a blessing because I feel that my depression has been caused in part by a need to help people and not on my current line of work, which is finance.
Oh wow, yeah, man. You know what's so funny is that I'll tell you the greatest day I ever had in my life, and I appreciate you saying this, Patrick. The need to help people. The greatest day that I've ever had in my whole life. I was in India, and I was working with a group, and we were doing some. We went to a school for disabled children, and a storm had come and really damaged the place, and a lot of stuff was all over the ground in this one area, like a lot of just heavy pieces of construction and all that. And we spent the day just clearing off their playground, like, and it was hard work and it was long work, and we took breaks and like spent time with these kids, and yeah, man, at the end of that day, I felt like a human being. I felt undeniably that this is what the world is about. Onward.
I was just wondering if you can make any suggestions as to how I can stay focused on looking for jobs and avoiding procrastination because I'm writing about problem solving 1 minute and then I'm watching a face being carved out of Parmesan on Facebook the next.
I'm writing about problem solving 1 minute, and then I'm watching a face being carved out of Parmesan the next minute. And Parmesan is a cheese. It's not a serial killer or nothing. That's hilarious, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate this. Um, you know what you can do? I'll tell you this point blank. I'm looking at you right now. You're a happy guy. You just made me laugh. One thing you can do is continue to interact with others. That's what you can do. Keep interacting. Get out there, walk around, meet people, go to the library. I don't care. Go to the coffee shop, say hey to people, find other people that have had a demotion. Find anybody. Because you just made me laugh. You can do that to somebody else. That's it. So you need to interact with others, man. You need to interact with others, and that's it. That's exactly what you can do. And I promise you that good things are going to happen to you. I promise you 1,000,000% that you go out and you put one foot in front of the other. Take action. You have to take action. You cannot, nothing will get better if you just stay where you are. If you just stay, when you get in a tough moment, it's like you can take some breaks. You can enjoy Facebook. You can do this or that, but you need to you need to stay moving, stay in motion, stay in motion, keep it cruising. Let's hear a little more from you.
I love listening to the podcast. It's really down to earth, hilarious. It's a place where people can actually learn something. And I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Jordan Peterson. But people are being like starved of authenticity, which this podcast has in buckets, man. So I just want to say a big shout out to my cousin Timmy and my mate Jamesy, who are all both big fans of the podcast along with me. So keep the good work and thanks very much, man.
Cheers, brother. Thank you for calling, man. Cheers to you up in northern Belfast. Dude, I want to go over there. Doesn't it sound cool being in Ireland? Man, it's so cool. I think especially having a country where it seemed like there's still a lot of like, you know, country pride, pride in your country, or like to me, obviously your voice sounds unique, even though in your country it probably sounds normal. To me, it sounds rare because it's a different sound than I'm used to, a different octave and a different, the Irish accent or the Belfast accent. Excuse me, but yeah, it seemed like, yeah, just nice to hear it's like, yeah, I picture you guys being in Ireland and, riding around on like little, Irish ponies and stuff, and the ponies have been drinking at the bar, and so they're late, and you guys are just standing outside, and you're angry, and you're like, whoa, where's the horses? And the horses finally show up, but they're late because they've been drinking, and they've been watching the footy on telly, and finally, you guys get on the horses or the ponies. They're actually ponies. And then you just go right back to the bar. And I'm like, that's awesome, dude. But I appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate the nice words. But that's what you can do. Just stay busy. At the end there, you mentioned to your friends, it's like, you're not thinking about yourself. You're going to be fine. You just stay busy and keep thinking about others, dude. And you're going to do great. But stay active in it. And we can't get caught up in it, It's like we have to be careful when we are doing stuff that we don't, even when we start to do stuff that we don't think it's about us. And we stay true to, we make sure that we touch in base with our roots. We make sure that we find people who we can connect with and ask for help. Even if we're just asking for help to like just make sure that we're, hey, am I doing this okay? Do I seem okay? Maybe ask somebody, do you know that I love you? Like, when was the last time you asked, like, I remember one thing that makes me sad sometimes. I'm not sad, but like I when I was really struggling with like having like any feelings, like I used to like really struggle with having like any emotions at all. I would have a ton of thoughts, but having emotions, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know at all. I knew I'd been alive, and I knew had a lot of experiences, and I remembered many of them, just like anyone else, but I didn't know who I was. And I used to ask my best friend, I'd be like, who am I? Like, do you have any, or one of my best friends, like, who am I? Like, can you tell me anything about myself? Because I was so out of touch with my feelings. And your feelings are really where you learn who you are. And if we're fortunate enough to really, really connect with other people, I think we'll find that we're a good person. That we mean well. But yeah, look, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you checking in, Patrick. And if I had a fucking job, I'd give it to you. I don't know what I'd do for if they have a Belfast person, but I would give you a job, man. Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. Two options. Watch one, this one or this one.